class, we're going to be interviewing Mr. Troy. You guys might know him.
Mr. Troy?
Mr. Phil.
Thank you.
Mr.
Troy's automatically incorrect.
Okay, we're going to ask what are your opinions on the Palestinian-Israeli conflict?
I don't know.
Could
you be a little bit more specific? I mean,
yeah, how
my opinions about it. I mean, that's all over the place. I feel like the United States government has been at times allowing the Israeli government to create a narrative, not only about that conflict, but about the entire Arab world. And for too long, the United States has been allowing the Israelis to sort of proffer their opinion.
What do you mean by that? Proffer their opinion?
They're giving their opinion, and the U.S. has mostly been accepting. I mean, this is my armchair political analysis, because I don't really know who and what informs U.S. foreign policy regarding the Palestinians and Israelis. But as far as I can see, as far as I'm really aware, I think for too long the U.S. government, previous administrations, not as much in more recent administrations, because Obama and other people, certainly Bush, and to a certain degree Clinton, all have tried to get the Israeli government to be a little bit more reasonable in their approach, and I think they've been trying to get the Israelis to be a bit more equitable and fair. I've worked with people from the West Bank. I've worked with Israelis who were also involved in military operations there, and by and large, I found that there's a great deal of racism on both sides. I think the Israeli government and the Israeli military make things very difficult for the Palestinians. I think there are multiple generations of Palestinian people now that have been without water, without basic services, without good education. And that means multiple generations now have been living in this sort of hellscape. And I wonder how they're ever going to be able to pull it all together. One of the people that I worked with from the West Bank is someone that was lobbying the U.S. government for help in developing water rights for the Palestinians. And on a regular basis, the Israeli military would bomb new Palestinian wells. And the justification from the Israeli government has been that those wells pose a threat to Israeli citizens because they could be poisoned, and the water would then, in the underground aquifer, also affect the Israelis, which is stupid. The Syrians dam up all the water before it can even reach Israel and Palestine, and they control quite a bit of water flow. And then from there, the Israelis divert more and more water to their own farms and things like this, and they create quite a bit of fresh water. But now there are wars that are being fought over water.
Okay, well,
not only in that region, but other places in the world, and that's very scary.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It's a very bad sign for humanity that we're now fighting over basic resources.
Yeah.
It's not a good sign. It points to overpopulation, it points to a lack of understanding, and one of the very many reasons why I don't want to have children.
Earlier on, you said racism on both sides. What do you mean? Like Palestinians being racist against other Palestinians?
No, I mean that the Israelis and Palestinians hold quite a lot of controversial views about one another, and the Israelis and the Palestinians that I have worked with I found the Israelis to be unilaterally very racist and judgmental of the Palestinians and argumentative about it. And the Palestinians I found to be, to some degree, also racist, but I think less so. They were less condemning of the Israelis. They were more understanding that they had political and corruption problems in their own government, and that this, more than anything else, was what was preventing them from moving forward.
Well, sir, isn't it because like the Israelis are Jews and the Palestinians are Arabs? That's why there's racism between them, because the Jews and the Arabs.
If their blood was to run together in the street, we wouldn't be able to pick the DNA from one from another. I mean, we're talking about almost ethnically the same race of people.
Yeah.
Is there really such a great difference?
Between religion, people think there's a big difference.
What about the Christians and the Christians who are using the conflict to try, I mean, Israeli Christians that are also there manipulating the message?
Okay, so yeah, I don't think we're going to go over it, but okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Are
Go to the next
you
question.
wanting to leave?
Well, I am going to leave. What's your timing?